What we're going to do now is include a table, and it's really easy to get a bit stuck in tables, but if you follow some simple rules, they're incredibly easy to use. I'm going to put a table into this document just before this second section, and this table is going to be on employment statistics for journalism, which is what this document's about. So employment statistics is my header. I'm going to click on heading 1 to turn it into a header, and then just underneath this I'm going to put some figures. Now the figures I've got are from the Press Gazette, and it's the number of people employed by journalism in the UK between 2007 and 2013. So I'm going to have to include a table, and I'm going to go to Insert and Table, and on the drop down list I get to say how many rows and how many columns I want. Now I can't actually remember, so if we go back here, I'm going to need 2 columns, one for the year and one for the number of people employed, and I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows and one for my title, so it's going to be 8 by 2. So table and 8 by 2 or 2 by 8. So I'm going to click there, and this is my table. Now it's quite easy to change all of the borders and so on, but just like we've done previously, let Word do all of the hard work for you. So select the whole table by pressing the double arrows up here, and then under Design, choose the design that you want, and you can see that the colors are chosen because these match the color of the theme that I chose earlier. Now I'm going to go for one that's got a header, but the first column isn't boldened like it is here, so I'm going to choose this one, and I'm going to put the title in here, which is the year, and actually just going to put employed in journalism. Now there's not a huge amount of data to go in all of these, so this table is far too big, so I'm going to select it once more, and I'm just going to drag these middle ones in a little bit. Now annoyingly these aren't the same width, so I'm going to select the whole thing, and then under layout up here I'm going to distribute columns, and if you look carefully when I click this, this has made them the same width. Now unfortunately in doing that I've made this one a bit too small to see everything, so I'm going to expand that a little bit, select the whole thing again, and distribute columns once more. So this one here was the year 2007, and I pressed enter. Now this hasn't gone into the next cell, this has just gone into a new line, so if I use my arrow keys on my keyboard, this is a way to navigate between them, and the last one was 2013. Now the number employed was 30,000, and this is very boring, so I'm just going to pause the video as I fill the rest of this column in. And here is my completed table. One more thing I'm going to do, I could put a little bit of text underneath this to explain what this is about, but I'm only really going to repeat what's in the header here, so I just want a title for it. And this is called a caption. So if I select the whole table here, under the References tab, I go to Insert Caption, and this is going to start with table 1. I can't change that unless I actually go and play around with the auto captions, but that's going to start off with table 1, and the next thing I'm going to say is UK employment statistics, and I'm going to have it below the selected item, and if I press OK, it now appears straight after the table. If I was to have another table in this document, automatically that would become table 2. The other thing is if I decided to cut and paste this below table 2, this one would now become table 2 and that one would become table 1. So it does all of these things for you automatically. So what I'd like you to do is to have a go at creating your own table, and make sure that you give it a theme. under design up here. If you like, you can also have a play around with the borders that you find as well. So for instance here, I don't really like the border that goes all the way around this table. So if I select it and then under borders go to borders and shading, I can get rid of this top one here and the bottom one. And if I press OK, although you can't see because the ant lines are on, that's actually got rid of those. Having said that, I think I'm going to put them back because I preferred it when they were there. So make a table, and then after you've done that, select your table, go to references and create a caption for that table too.